So every once in a while, for reasons that I have no idea, Photoshop takes away filters and then a version later brings them back. And such is the history of the lighting effects filter. It went away in CS5. You could download it and it was with the 32, 64-bit confusion and all that. But really, to a lot of people, it was lost. So they've added it back here inside of CS6, and it's better. If you come over here to the filter menu, go down to render, you can go to lighting effects, and you can see it's using that new interface that we had with the blur filters, and that we get on image control over here rather than a dialog box that opens up over the photo. We're actually controlling right on the image itself, and then you get all your settings over here on the right. And the settings are actually the same. Okay, so the settings haven't necessarily changed. It's just the fact that we're able to come in here and we're able to control them a little bit better. All right, so you can move this little guy around. It's got that, again, that little on image interface that we had, and you can, of course, click and drag to adjust your intensity or to move the light around, like so. Again, same settings over here on the right-hand side. You can turn it on and off if you want. And you'll see if you click up here, you could see there's a couple of different lights. There's the point light, there's a spotlight, and then there's the infinite light, which is kind of neat. It's got this, here's the light source. It's like a little 3D interpretation, right? It's like a little umbrella of light, and you can see how it kind of changes the photo here. And you see where the light source is coming down, it's reflecting in, and you can move this around and whatnot. Let's come over here and we'll change it back to the spotlight that we had before. Unfortunately, it does not keep my changes from what I did before. All right. And then if you look up here in the top menu, you've got presets. You've got a ton of presets. Okay. So 5 lights down, 5 lights up. Let's try 5 lights down just so you can see. All right. See the difference? And then you can click on each one and you can move it. So kind of some neat things that we can do with this. And if you came into Photoshop in CS5 or you never really saw it before, then you've kind of missed it. You never really got to see it. Another thing you can do here is if we come back over here, let's just do soft spotlight. And again, we can move this around, kind of get it back to where our other one was. You can also, let's get it over here. You can also come over and you can add more lights. So if I click on any one of these little icons up here, if I just click, now I get a new light that I can come over here and I can reposition. And I can push it right over here on the top and give some light over onto his hands. So I still have my spotlight coming down from here, and that's that little icon. So I can control that, or I can control that. So maybe I'll even move this so I could get some light onto his hands. And it even goes down toward his feet, a little bit down there toward the bottom. Okay, and of course you can turn each one of them on and off individually as well. So when you're done, just come over here, click OK, and applies your lighting effects to the photo. So if you missed lighting effects in CS5, it's back. If you never got to see lighting effects before, just know that there's a filter that's in here. It used to be here, but it's got a much better interface, and I think an interface that actually lets people use it better and use a little bit easier than they ever really were before we had CS6.